ActionSA has announced its Gauteng Chairperson Funzi Ngobeni as its premier candidate for the province. This as the country gears up for the May polls. It will be the first time the party participates in the general elections. And addressing members in Johannesburg earlier today, Ngobeni accepted the nomination and lamented the economic decline in the province. Funzi Ngobeni, ActionSA's premier candidate, now joins us in studio for more on this conversation. Funzi, thank you so much for joining us this evening here on SABC News. I mean, we just saw that announcement being conducted by your party today, and they've entrusted you to be their face as a Gauteng premier candidate. Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, Mbali, look, I'm quite humbled. I've got gratitude to the president of the party and the Senate of ActionSA for choosing me and being the one that they are, bestowing this responsibility to lead the party towards the 29th of May. It's a historic election that is coming. Our country is in a crossroads, so to say. We always say this, and we don't say it lightly, that if ANC can come back after this election, then our country will be in serious trouble. So we have to work extremely hard, and I'm grateful that the team that is behind me here in Gauteng, our volunteers, the Senate of ActionSA, we are all behind this campaign, and I'm sure we'll do very well. We have a lot of work in front of us, but we are ready for it.
And there was a lot of controversy and a number of reports saying that it was either you or party leader Herman Mashaba. How did you ultimately come to an agreement as a party that you should be the one, being the premier candidate for the Gauteng province? You technically are the chairperson of ActionSA in Gauteng.
Yeah, that report was a Sunday World was quite unfortunate. We don't know where that they got it from. I mean, the president have been exercising his prerogative to select, and in some instances, he didn't select the provincial chair. Somebody else, like in the Western Cape, we've got former Councillor Angela Sobi leading as a candidate. So they just had to wait for the president to announce. Funny because on a Saturday before that report was on the newspaper, the president was unveiled as a presidential candidate. Remember, our posters were unveiled on that Saturday, and we are here, and I've been given this responsibility, and I'm intending to execute it with excellence.
This is the first time you will be participating in the provincial elections as well as the national elections. When it comes to the planning for ActionSA, are you ready to take up this challenge and to go head to head with all the other political parties, you being a very big party with a lot of representation, but only contesting these elections for the first time?
That's correct. This is our first time in this national and provincial elections. We do have a plan. It will be unveiled on the 23rd of March. The party will unveil its national manifesto. We'll also speak at length about our plans here in the province. But for us, Bali, it's one issue. There's so many issues that can be discussed even tonight. But the issue of economic growth, it's quite vital for us. We think that if we can be able to grow the economy of Gauteng, that will also, impact on the economy of the country, because Gauteng is an economic hub of South Africa, and there's so much potential here that we are not using as a country. So we want to start there. Because once we are able to get the investment into the province and get young people into jobs, get even the 35-year-olds and older back into jobs as well, because many of them have lost the jobs. Why? Because industries and factories, manufacturing businesses have closed down, and they've been retrenched. They're sitting at home, and many of these young people that we are referring to are also unskilled. How do we bring them into the economic activity we are of the view that we need to do an audit of all the properties that have been abandoned, industries that have been left to ruin by the current government, and give it to the private sector to actually redevelop them and create more work for us. Those are some of the things that we want to implement when we take over.
And looking at the priorities that Gauteng residents are desperately in need of, and I mean you speak largely about the economy and reviving the economy of Gauteng, and this also looking back at your track record. You were once the MMC for finance in the city of Johannesburg when we had Herman Mashaba as the mayor. What do you think that Gauteng residents currently need urgently addressed?
Yes, I mean, that is one issue of growing the economy, but also it's basic service delivery. I think our residents, when you speak to them today, they will say, we are tired of power outages. We are tired of not having water in certain times, and we are tired of potholes and traffic lights that are not working. One can say that's the role of local government, but let's be honest. Provincial government has a number of roads. Big roads here in the city of Johannesburg and other municipalities. We've got traffic lights that falls directly under the competency of provincial government. Those are things that at our level, at the provincial level, we need to make sure that we get them right. We must be able to lead with by example. If we are going to then hold municipalities accountable as a province, we must be at the forefront of it. We have seen at the provincial level the government failing to execute road infrastructure, for example. There's a number of roads that are left in the middle of the construction. Construction companies abandoning their sites, not paying service providers. In some instances, you find that a lot of money has been wasted for that. And it's not only on roads. You'll find that even in healthcare, a number of clinics and hospitals have not been maintained, as they're supposed to be maintained. And that's precisely because failure of planning, failure of being able to allocate budget that is, and failure to appoint the right contractors, people that have experience, that know what they have to do, and that can be able to deliver. So we need to fix all those things. That's what residents want to see. They just want to value for their money, because they are paying on monthly basis, their rates, but they don't get what they deserve. So we're going to work with local municipalities and hold them seriously accountable. You'll remember that for the Gauteng province, for example, in 2018, they invoked Section 139 on Mfuleni as a municipality. Basically, they intervened in the municipality with the aim of turning it around. To this day, if we speak about Mfuleni, it's still the worst municipality in South Africa. So you ask yourself, what was that intervention about? Was it about fixing Mfuleni, or was it about going in and loot even more? So we need to really deal with those type of issues, work with municipalities, genuinely assist them to turn around their revenue collections, to turn around their billing systems, so that they can be able to generate the income that they need to be able to maintain their infrastructure.
How important are these elections to ActionSA?
Very, very important. Very, very important, not only for ActionSA, for South Africa as well. I think we want to say to the people of South Africa, and the people of Gauteng in particular, to say, please go out and vote. Please go out and vote on the 29th and install a government that will be able to turn around our country. Our country doesn't have a lot of time. A lot of our infrastructure has been stolen. Railways are gone. We are just in a mess. The economy, and you were just talking to Kosatu earlier on, they are not saying to you that the reason why a lot of these factories are closed is because of the policies of the current government. The policies of the current government that they have been voting for many, many years. So we need to take power back to the people and turn around our province so that we can be able to leave it in a good state for the future generation.
Funzi Ngobeni, thank you so much for your time and joining us in studio tonight. That is Funzi Ngobeni, ActionSA Premier Candidate for Gauteng, just talking to us there about what his party has entrusted him with and have put his name forward as their preferred candidate for Gauteng Premier.